Hello and welcome to Laura's Holistic Kitchen, where it's not just about the food. And instead of sharing a recipe like I had intended for today, I decided to go off topic, meaning more current events and how it relates to food. So I know it's a crazy world out there. I'm sure many of you are well aware. And for those that don't know me in person, know that I don't like to sugarcoat anything. I don't like to give fluff. I like to go straight to the point and talk about the deep and the hard, the difficult conversations. I have my tea. I'm a big fan of tea. I actually collect it and I don't drink it nearly enough. So let's spill the tea today, guys. Yeah. So this is your wake up call. I like taking people out of their comfort zone to grow and heal. And I feel like what is happening in the world, no matter your beliefs, this is your breakdown. This is your wake up. Like you either understand what's happening or not. And it's hard, especially when you're in it. It's kind of like a bad relationship. When you're in it, it's like all these people can give you advice. And that's not necessarily easy to digest and to hear because you're in it. And so with politics, especially, I like to zoom out and see the bigger picture. And there's just so much chaos in the world right now. I mean, it's going left and right, but I get excited with that. And hear me out when I say that, because this is an exciting time to be alive. And the reason being is because guess what? Things are going to change. Nothing changes if we're in our comfort zone. That's kind of where we're just mediocre, smooth sailing, right along, even kill. There's no ups and downs. I actually appreciate the ups and downs, the waves. It's riding the wave of life. There's so much magic that happens in the highs and the lows. And right now, I feel like collectively, which means this whole planet right now is going through a lot of breakdown, a lot of heartache. But it excites me because that means things are going to evolve. And we are here to not only witness it, but to participate and be a part of this change, this evolution, and not be a victim where we're just, innocent bystanders looking. You guys get to empower yourselves and actually be a part of the change if that's, in your desire. Yes. So I have an issue with taking sides. I think I've always felt that way. Even younger, especially with politics, people would say, are you Democrat or Republican? I'm like, why do I have to have a label? Like I can't stand labels as it is anyways, like brand name labels. Oh, you're black, you're white, you're tall, you're short, you're fat, you're skinny. It's like, why is everything labeled? Like silly humans, we have to label everything. And so this is not about taking sides. I don't care what side you're on. I really don't, because this would have happened regardless. It doesn't matter who you voted for. This would have happened regardless. One has a way faster way of getting to where we need to go, and the other one is probably more of like a slow growing way. But right now we're seeing the explosions. We're seeing all the catastrophic things. And I grew up in LA. I'm not far from LA now, and I just see it in a whole different lens. And I would say I'm probably one of the few percentage that like I don't see this as a political thing, because they want you to be divided. They want you to fight. They want you to take sides. They want you to be distracted. And when you're in all of it, then you're going to fight each other and they just get to watch. And when I say they, I mean, I'm talking about the deep state. I'm talking about the elite. I'm talking about the people behind the scenes. I'm not even talking about the president. I'm talking about that 1% who kind of organizes this whole thing, and you can label it whatever you want. Some people call it the Illuminati. Some people call it the Freemasons. Like, you can call it however you want. It doesn't really matter. I just know that it is there to divide us and sever our connection to the divine. And I'm not here to talk about religion ever. I will never talk about religion. I think everybody has the free will to believe as they wish and as they want. But I know in my soul that I have a direct connection to the divine. And I listen to that daily. It's, it's in your heart. And when I say like use your intuition and people are like, what's that? How do I even listen to my intuition? I'm like, man, I need to talk about this more because I've learned so much in the past 10 years that I feel like I've learned more than my entire lifetime of even going to school. Like all of these systems are breaking down for a reason. And there's so many systems. I mean, there's the mainstream media, there's the government, there's the education, there's healthcare, and I think my main purpose is here with the food and healthcare, because I really truly believe that you have to have a connection with yourself, trusting yourself, going into your heart, being guided by your intuition, because we all have the answers. It's not about, oh, what's out there? What more can I learn? What more do I need to find? Oh, I'm looking for a savior. I don't care if you look at it as like religious or politics. And I actually enjoy triggering people on this topic because it leads to growth. It leads to like a little catalyst of like, wait a minute, there's something different here than what I've always been led to believe. And yes, like these systems are crumbling and they're failing for a reason. And so when I see what is happening right now, currently in LA, that's a great example of don't fall into the trap. I see so many posts on social media, so I just have to remove myself from that. I'm not even going to participate because all I see is left and right. Whose fault it is, who are we going to blame, who are we going to point fingers at? And it's just a distraction. They want you to fight. They don't want us to unite. I should be a rapper sometimes. So you have to zoom out, look at it as a whole, and do what's most important to you. What kind of missions are you on in your life? What kind of purpose do you want to fulfill? Instead of saying, I'm right because they did this, and then, oh, these stupid that. And it's like, just stop. Just cut it out. You're wasting your energy on all the wrong things. And then guess what? Your soul feels sucked dry. Like you actually feel drained after watching the news, after watching all of these reels or however you get your information on all the catastrophic things happening in the world. Well, guess what? It's going to continue and it's probably going to get a little worse, maybe a lot worse. I feel like a little frustrated because I've been feeling these feelings since 2020 really was like a big awakening for the collective. I've had like series of awakenings in my life. And I shared on another YouTube video that one of my biggest awakenings was when I was pregnant with my son, and it was all about what I was putting into my body. I didn't believe what they were trying to tell me to put in my body. So I followed my gut, followed my intuition with that. That was one of my awakenings. I've had several, and they're not pretty. That's the thing. Awakenings don't happen on this, like rainbows and flowers. Like it doesn't happen just smooth sailing. It usually happens with catastrophe and breakdowns and chaos. Like I've been through addiction. I've been through not wanting to live, and I will maybe share those things later on. But I feel like the reason why I have done that and why I had to experience that in my soul was in order to teach it. It was in order to share it with you that you can overcome and that there is a way out. There's really not a way out. It's the way through. You got to face it. A lot of people want to shove everything, the trauma and all the inner child and all the bullshit underneath the carpet. And guess what? That just prolongs the issue. That's putting a Band-Aid on it. So I like to get to the root cause, especially when it comes to emotions and mental health. I'm huge on that because I went through that struggle myself. Sometimes I feel like the Karate Kid. The Karate Kid like didn't understand why he had to wax on and wax off. And then when he gets into the fight, he realized why he had to do those things. And that has driven me to my why and my mission to help others. And when 2020 happened, I was secretly excited. I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to wake up. And yes, it's going to be rough to witness. And yes, it's going to be difficult to watch. But I'm still like almost waiting, and I'm like, can we just get on with it already? Because we're waking up slowly. We are. And guess what? If this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It's probably not meant for you at this time. Like, I'm not here to say my way is the right way. I'm here to like genuinely express my experiences and how I've grown and how I've healed, with hopes that it helps you to do the same. I know we're not on the same path, and that's perfectly fine. But I also feel that when I trigger people, it helps them to grow. It helps them to heal. So I don't mind triggering people. Like, it's like a little jab, a little wake up call. And I say it with the best intentions possible. I say it with love, compassion. I do. And those who know me, like, I don't sugarcoat. I say it like it is. So yeah, I think my main mission is definitely here with the food, because guess what? Food is like that very first thing that, I mean, we all need to eat to live. And if we're not ingesting the right foods, then we're not going to be able to do anything else in life. So the healthcare system, huge fail. And I'm not here to say, like, I mean, those doctors and nurses are angels, absolute angels, and like amazing at what they do. If I get in a car accident and I got a severed limb, like, I'm so thankful that I have access to a doctor. But caveat, a doctor should not be your savior. I get very frustrated when I see people say, oh, the doctor doesn't know. He's not solving my problem. He just wants to give me a pill. Well, guess what? That's what they went to school for. They didn't really go to school to learn about nutrition and how to heal your body with food, how to heal your body with nature. It's a business. And when I say they, I don't mean the doctors and nurses. I mean the elites, the people behind the scenes, the people who have indoctrinated you in school of like how to think, how to act like a worker bee, because they don't want you to be creative. They don't want you to be expressive. They don't want you to have a connection to the divine. And sometimes I feel like it's a wasted breath because certain people may not hear me, and that's okay. I have accepted that. I just want the small percent of people who are like, wait a minute, maybe something is off. Maybe something is different. Maybe I do have control of certain things. Maybe I can be empowered to take care of myself, take care of my health. Healthcare is such an oxymoron. There's no health in healthcare. It should be called sick care. They don't want you healthy. If there's healthy, there's no business. If there's no business, there's no money to be made. There's no kickbacks. You have to look at where all the pieces connect. It's following the dots, and everything is connected. So people say, oh, healthcare is not connected to the mainstream media. By far, yes, it is. They are all connected, and they're all here to sever your connection, to make you think that you don't have the power, that you don't have the belief. And food is just so important to me because I feel like I have this divine connection with my ancestors who have lived off the land, who have healed with plants, who have used food as medicine. And it's time for us to go back to that, instead of every street corner has convenient food, has a Starbucks and a McDonald's and all these like horrible preservatives and chemicals and awful things for our body. Like, you think you're getting something healthy because it says one thing. Well, labels are so like, they're misinformed. They're very misleading. And so I love to share my recipes with people that are just so basic, like getting back to basics. Us silly humans like to overcomplicate things and think we need to add like 10 million things to a recipe. Guess what? You don't. You just need to add like your core 5 ingredients, and hopefully you can pronounce them. Because if you can't pronounce them, then it's probably fake. It's probably made in a plant, not with plants. Made with chemicals, made in a factory. And so whatever it is that your mission is in life, your purpose, you can't do that unless you have a healthy vessel. This is your vessel. This is the physical body that you were given right here, right now in this life. I don't care if you believe in past lives, future lives, another life, this is the life. It really doesn't matter to me. But what matters to me is that you take care of this one right now, right here and right now, being present. And taking care of this vessel means eating clean food without chemicals, knowing what organic food is, knowing what ultra processed foods mean, and what you're actually ingesting every day. Just because you had a cup of coffee doesn't mean that was good for you. It could have been heavily processed, heavily sprayed with glyphosate. I have a funny story about that. I took an allergy test of like all the things that my body, can like not tolerate. And the only thing that came up was cockroaches. And I'm like, when the heck am I going to ingest cockroaches? Like, this is ridiculous, but I guess I'm allergic to cockroaches. And then I did a little bit more research and a little bit more digging. And then I realized, coffee, ground coffee is often laced and cut with cockroaches and other things like sticks and dirt and just whatever filler they can have, So yeah, it made me wake up and like, oh my gosh, I need to buy organic whole coffee beans and grind them up myself. And I know it tastes so much better that way. Like real food tastes so much better. Gosh. Yeah. And I think another thing that I have a problem with is that people say like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, thank you. I wear my tinfoil crown hat very proudly. And I used to be embarrassed of it. I used to be like, oh my gosh. But guess what? It was a coined phrase by the CIA back in the Nazi days. And it was derogatory. So, of course, it was meant to like make someone feel like, wait a minute, I'm wrong or I'm different or no, that's not good. Like, it was meant to do that. But all it means to me is somebody who actually does the research, who actually digs deep, who actually doesn't just believe whatever is said, especially when they say trust the science. It's like, it's the biggest lie ever. Science is always evolving. That's why they say practicing physician, because it's always changing. And there's never always a definite answer. Sometimes it can evolve and change. And I love bridging the gap between the science and the spirituality because they meet somewhere in the middle on the spectrum. And like you can use science and your heart and your intuition. And when people say that's not real, energy's not real. I'm like, but you believe in Wi-Fi. You don't see that. These 5G towers that are going up that are zapping your freaking brain cells, making a robot. Like, that's why I don't want to live like that. And I'm here to teach people how you can live off grid without actually living off grid. I love like the homestead life still means like you can have the amenities and some things that are easily accessible. And I'm super grateful and thankful. I live close to a Costco. My son's grandma lives 3 hours away from a Costco, and some people don't even have a Costco. Like it just can be so many different things of gratefulness. I actually woke up this morning and in my gratitude journal, I wrote down that I'm thankful for my mental health, but that didn't come without experience and a price. I wouldn't say I always had my mental health. That's for another day. I just wanted to really talk about what is going on with the world right now and how to remove yourself from it and how to like look at it in a lens of like, wait a minute, like I might be being played. And have you ever heard of Stockholm syndrome? It's where like the kidnapper and then the victim establish a bond and the victim actually feels sorry for the captor and like has empathy. Like, I feel like that's what we're doing in this world. We give excuses. We have cognitive dissonance. Like, there's just so many things that we just give excuses for it, and we don't give ourselves enough credit. Like, if I'm not going to tell you like what to believe in, but I will tell you to believe in yourself, and I will help you just empower yourself to make the right choices that are right for you. It's never a one size fits all. Like, I would never say everything just goes into one standard box. That's why I hate labels. Like, if you're going to label me as one thing, it's like, what if I don't fit that category? What if I'm all the categories? What if I want to check off all the boxes? And really focusing on your intake of food. And we will go deep dive into all the things, ultra processed, reading labels, what a chemical is, how to grow your own food without having multiple acres of land. So yes, just being very mindful about food. And please snag your free kitchen starter guide. It is listed below, absolutely free. I give some basic remedies and kitchen recipes and just must-have staples for the kitchen. Absolutely no charge. I just want to invite you in to my community where I share all of my favorite recipes, and please snag your guide. There'll be some really fun stuff coming up in the summer. And I thank you all for being here. So have a good one.